We're recording. Okay, so it's I always have to check my book because I don't know what day it is. It's the 9th of July, and holy heck, you guys, halfway through 2020. I want you guys to like take a moment today at some point, if you haven't already, and reflect. I know that 2020 has ended up being very odd for most of us, but reflect on the intention you set to create. If you were in my organization in the beginning of the year, you know we worked on vision boards. We worked on a word for the year, an intention, a purpose. And that, if that is what you're showing up as, and ask yourself that, because that is a choice. For those of you who are elite and higher, that may have been on our Bird leadership call last night. He talked about resistance. The law of resistance means that whatever we resist persists. So the more we resist something, the more it's going to persist on us. And so are you resisting what's happening in the world? Or are you in allowance? Are you letting it be and you deciding and making choices around that? Allowance is not acceptance. Remember, those are two different things. So ask yourself that and reflect. And what is this happening? Are you letting Christmas cash pass? Summer cash, I won't always call it Christmas cash, sorry guys. Are you letting summer cash pass you by because you don't think it's attainable? Or are you working harder than you've ever worked before in your life? I will tell you right now, I have not stopped working because our drive and our goal, and for some of you, your drive and your goal is so big that I'm not gonna let you down. Are you gonna let your team down? Are you working with your newest person to get them to Builder Pro and Executive to get an extra 25, an extra 25, sorry, an extra 50, an extra 50, and an extra $100 in their pocket and also in yours? It's a little bit less. I think it's 25, 25, and 50, but still in yours. Are you doing that, or are you letting the summer pass you by? I have a brand new pool in my backyard. I've been out there every single day. Guess what? I also work every single day, and I turn off my phone sometimes and go out for a little bit, and I come back to work because this is the freedom that owning your own business allows you. Sometimes I take my phone out like this morning and I just take calls out by the water. You can still choose that, but I want you to time block and make sure that you're showing up for your family, which my husband will tell you, I am full guilty of not always doing that, okay? It is a juggle. Jake Spencer called me out on my interview. It is a juggle and it is a struggle when we love something so much. And I love this so much. And I love helping people win so much that sometimes I even forget to take a shower. I'm Tara. Sometimes I don't shower. You don't smell me anyway. So this is all just real life, and this is really what it is, you guys. And sometimes I know I'm pretty blunt and honest, but I want you guys to grow a business that's real and authentic and helping the newest person win. And so really reflect on that and ask about that with summer cash. Some of you guys have summer cash goals and you're not doing the work behind it. Some of you guys are sending me, and I know I'm being tough today, but I want you to really reflect and get into action because you have a whole month right now to move a mountain. You literally do. I don't want you to wait till the last week and be like, oh, I'm so close, I have to scramble. Get there early. Get there early. So then when you're there, you're helping your new people get there too. There's so much more reward when you make it about other people winning. You do win long term. And if I can teach anything to anybody about success here at Q, it comes from helping your newest person win. That's where it all happens. And if you're struggling helping your newest person win, please reach out to your sponsor. Maybe they can help. Maybe they need to do more three-way messages. Maybe they need to do some more calls with you or events or helping your newest person. Nobody should be navigating this on their own. You should be having that support system in place, okay? So we want to make sure you have that support system in place. And I'm glad there's more of you that smell like me. Good thing we can't smell each other through the computer here. So yay, cheers to that. Okay. So you guys are dropping in your numbers. Numbers look good, you guys. Class A's, I am not joking. Right now is your time. This is your time to invite those Class A's into your business. I set a big, hefty goal for myself, and I will not stop until I invite this many Class A's into my business and get them summer cash. I said it, and I will not stop until it, because it's not just about bringing them in, it's about helping them win. And that's where I want you guys to really get focused. How many of your new starts, I taught you all last week how to pull your new starts. How many of your new starts are you getting to Builder by tomorrow? What if you got on the phone with somebody for 3 hours and you helped them get to Builder by tomorrow? What would that do for them? That's $150. It's $50 summer cash and $100 bonus. Plus they would get commission as well. What could that do for them? And now you're building relationships with their newest people. It may seem like a lot of work on your end, but this is work. This is your business. And if you take ownership of your business right now, Jake said something really key for those of you on the success call this week. And you know, because he talked about what him and I have been talking about, and him and I have been talking quite a bit lately as we've been moving through some just new leadership stuff. And he talked about whether you're rich or you're wealthy. And being rich is very different than being wealthy. And being wealthy has to do with getting your new people started now, getting them started off right, and building up leaders. The more leaders you build up, the more chances you are in 5 years. You guys have heard me say it 100 times. I said it on stage when I taught, when I did the comp plan training in, I can't speak, in Utah in January. I don't want to be the person on stage. In 5 years, if I still am, I'm not doing my job. My job is to create other leaders. Are you creating other leaders, or is your ego stopping you from creating other leaders because you want to be in control? Guess what? It's a lot more fun to be in control of your family and your destiny and being able to do multiple things, because the wealth you're creating by building up leaders is a legacy. That's the value of building up leaders, but your ego has to match that. And sometimes it has to take the back seat. And in that, it's your leadership development. So a lot of you have messaged me about leadership books. A lot of you have been reading different books. There's a book I am going to recommend that many of you have not read yet. It's going to push you pretty hard. And I do recommend listening to it on Audible, because the stories that Jocko tells are very, very powerful to hear him tell them on his own. But it's called Extreme Ownership. And it's from the Navy SEALs. And it's the Navy SEALs that took down Osama bin Laden. And it's all related to business and how they work as Navy SEALs, and related to building a team and teamwork. If you want to really get into extreme ownership of your business and how you relate to people, first of all, are you working on being right, or are you working on success? Because sometimes actually just because you're right doesn't mean you're right. So are you just in the flow? Are you helping people? Are you showing up for them? So this is what I want you guys really focused on. Big time action. What are you doing for personal growth? Right now, if you're on this call, please drop in the comments what you're doing for personal growth right now. If you're not, you're downloading Extreme Ownership and you're starting that book. Podcasts, books, reading, whatever it is. Those of you may or may not know, I'm actually finally to start writing my first book. But the studying and the research and all the things that come with that is huge. And it all evolves around this industry. So I'm just diving even deeper. And that's why I'm really looking at leaders and what it takes to be a leader, and what it takes to be a leader in an organization that is massive and global. And that's a leader like, Steve Jobs was, like anyone, not even just in network marketing, but in business, what that looks like. If you've read the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, John Maxwell talks about the owners of Costco. He talks about what he does. He talks about getting into the stores and seeing what happens there and working with the management level. He also talks about working with the people that are the checkers and the other people that are with the people. You have to get in there with the people. You don't just get to sit back and work with leaders. You have to be working in the people. So I want you guys, if you have not, okay, a bunch of you have put breath work. Thank you. That counts as personal growth. That counts as some of the biggest, deepest personal growth, counseling, therapy, all of that counts, by the way. but you do have to grow you. And breath work is something that does empower you. Those of you who have seen, there's another 4-week course all about money and vision and really getting to action in your business. Make sure you enroll for that if you want to step up into empowering yourself into being basically not reflecting people's junk back to them, right? We're a mirror and our business is a mirror. If you don't like what you see in your business, you have to look in the mirror. And I'm sorry if that's hard to say, but it is super true. You have to look in the mirror. I have had more questions lately about why can I not attract a 6-figure earner to my business? How are people bringing these people in? And my answer 100% is you have to look in the mirror. Is that what you're reflecting back to people? People join people. People join people. Show up as the version of you that you want to attract and don't fake it, be it. That's what the tools we're here to help you do is so you can be a better person. I don't care if you're around here forever in Q. I hope you are because I like you all, but just be a better person and the world's better. So lots of you are putting in, okay, different things, but I want you guys to be, you all need to be reading something, whether it's on Audible or it has to be in the business growth space. If you want to be a smart business owner, inner reflection is great. You must do that. But I am always listening to something for personal growth, for marketing growth, for business growth, for spiritual growth. You guys, I listen to like leadership, 5 books at a time. That's how ADD I am, but I do. And I trust my intuition. What do I need today? And I start listening to that because I need to be growing in all areas. You can't just be growing in one. A wheel does not roll if it's lopsided. Remember that. So we need to be expanding in all areas so that we roll. And in momentum, you start rolling faster. Make sense? When we're flat, it's hard to go. Okay. Ooh, the aligned receiver. I have not read that one, Lindsay. I may need to do that. I see it right there. I haven't read that one. Thank you. I read a lot of books, you guys, but not that one. So that's why I'm getting ideas from you guys as well. For those of you who have not, The Universe is Your Sugar Daddy. Is that another book? Oh, it's that one. Okay. Total ADD moment. Forgot what I was going to say. All right. Well, book that if you haven't read too, that's really great. From a leadership perspective, that's what a lot of you have asked me about. If you have not read the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, I know a lot of you have already read Leadership, like I had mentioned. 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, knowing those laws inside out, upside down, and backwards. There's a workbook that goes with it. I highly recommend getting the book on Audible and getting the workbook and work through it. I've probably read that book 6 or 7 or maybe 8 times in my career. Also the 15 Irrefutable Laws of Personal Growth. John Maxwell also wrote. Really important to understand those laws because no matter what, the law of resistance, like what I said, it's one of the laws. The law of resistance will keep you where you're at. The more we resist, the more it persists. It won't go away, right? So you have to ease into. We're here to support. The other book that's really good, especially if you find you're having a very hard time navigating change, is Who Moved My Cheese? It'll take you like 2 hours to read it or listen to it. It's super short. And Who Moved My Cheese is really good. So that's great. All right, numbers are really good, you guys. I want to open it up, please. Some of you are doing fantastic about getting people on the call. So for those of you who are paying attention, that are paying attention to your chats and paying attention to the event section in the movement, we have informal calls every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Tuesday, we have the live Discovering Q testimony. On Thursday, which tonight is Lindsay, she's doing the live IQ presentation. I'll tell you guys, somebody that's very visual like me, first of all, I need to see somebody that's super relatable. So if I'm on a call and that person does not relate to me, I'm not going to listen. So I want you to be aware who you're inviting to what call, okay? Because we want people to resonate with people. I'll tell you somebody that I was just on a call with that I'm working on recruiting right now. The reason we even connected is she's so much like me that when she messaged me, I was bold enough to be like, dude, why are you not on my team? You're awesome. Literally what I said to her. Find people like you. Relate to people like you. People want to be around people like them. Remember that. So invite people to calls like them. They want to know that they can do this too. So if you're super visual like me though, you also need to see slides. So also know how somebody is. Are they auditory? Do they want to listen in the car? Do they want to see pictures? Really find if somebody really needs to connect heartfelt testimonies, right? So understand what resonates with people, and you can by asking them very simple questions, and you're going to see, oh, your son's testimony got me. Well, I know testimonies get them now. I'm going to share other testimonies. So remember, people are going to give you hints to what they need. So using that rhythm, I would love if some people would love to unmute and kind of share how you're having big success on getting people in and what you're doing to follow up to help some of our other people have more success and get more summer cash. So anyone, please unmute and share your wisdom, because there's a lot of good leaders on right now. And some of you guys need to speak. Do not just stand there and smile at me. I see some of you. Come on, you guys.
Okay, I'll go. Addison's screaming in the background. So that's just real life over here. One of the things that we've been doing is keeping the message really, really short. Sorry, she's really going. So the invite is really short. It's like I can drop what we've been using in here, but it's just like if I send you so it's an introduction. She wants to watch songs. Sorry. Yes, we can watch songs in a minute. My mommy's finish talking. She needs some hands. So basically, it's a really short introduction, and then we end it instead of like, it's with a really simple action. Like, if I send you the link, would you hop on? Instead of like, we are not spamming people with the Zoom information unless they say yes, they're interested in watching. So we're saying, if we send you the link, would you hop on? Like, it's okay. Like if they're saying this, that's not a good time, then we're like, hey, we actually have another one on such and such day. Would that work better for you? And then if you're like, no, we have baseball, we're like, you know what? I have one recorded that might actually be a better option. And then we send them a recorded version after that. So that seems to be working pretty well. Sorry about the screaming.
I know she's good. You should have heard we're same boat over here. That if I would you is really important, because people have to be willing. And some of you guys are sending these really long messages. If somebody sends me a really long message, by the way, I don't read it. I'm being honest. Like, even if you're on my team and you send me a message this long, I don't read it. I go through and I find exactly what I need to understand and then message you back, because I don't have time, and I assume nobody else does either. So we want to make it time effective. Now, I'm working very directly with some of my personals, and so if you're on this call, you know this. So sorry. Caitlin's on here, so she knows. I've told everyone when they do that, if I would you, then I'm sending a V-share video. I don't know if you guys knew this. Hey, Danielle, can you send that not privately? Can you send it openly, because it won't print in the chat? Your numbers? Thank you, guys. If you sent me your numbers accidentally privately, which is easy to do, if you send it publicly, because it won't print. Now I'm squirrel. Oh, so in your app, you can record a video under vShare, and you can put a link to the Zoom call in it. And so I say, all right, super excited for you. The call's at 8 o'clock. I can't wait for you to meet Ashley, or I can't wait for you to meet Lindsay. And I just edify them for a second. Go ahead and click this button on my forehead, or go ahead and click this button right here. It'll take you directly to the call. I also usually only send the Zoom link about an hour before. Sometimes I'll just voice message them, sweet, I'll send you the Zoom link about an hour before, so make sure you're there. That's it. And so then an hour before, I'll send that video, and then that Zoom link is right there. And it's fun. You guys have fun with the vShare. You can use your kids in them. I don't know if you know this, but you can make a cart for somebody. You can go to your website, click join by, click preferred, or click ambassador. It already makes that cart, and you could put whatever you need in it, and then send that link, copy that link, and send it to them, and all they have to do is click on that link. Now, I'll tell you, sometimes all the products don't show up, but the preferred shows up, or the ambassador, so it gets super easy. So you don't have people accidentally signing up as retail or accidentally signing up as something else. Works 100% of the time. But a lot of them like to scroll around anyway and find stuff to buy. So use that V-share. When I showed our team how to do it yesterday, they were like, oh my gosh, this is super fun. I got to do it more. Cause I thought it was hard. It's not hard. It's so easy. Like I sent a 15-second video with a little button. Like anyone can do it. It's so simple. There's a 2-minute video training in your app if you don't know how to do it, but don't be scared. If you feel like you need to do a tester on it, just test it in me and say, hey, does this work? Because it really does, and it's super fun. Okay, so what Lindsay said is awesome. Did you drop that in the chat, Lindsay, or no? Okay, I know I had said in a couple of our chats yesterday some ideas to send out. I'm super all over the place. I'm just reading the notes right now that people that. Anybody else want to unmute and talk about real quick what they're having wins on before we jump off? Because I would love another perspective, something that's working for you.
I don't think Katie Trent's on, but one thing I've seen working really well with her team, since I've been helping them a lot, is how she's been sending the launch video for people to watch prior to signing up as ambassadors so they know what they're getting into. That's not something I had been doing before, and I've started doing that, and I think it's been really awesome. So people are getting their launch and goal calls done a lot faster, and then they're getting their Fab 5 set a lot faster instead of like pulling them along later. They're not signing up until after they watch that launch video, which I had not been doing, and I love that she started doing that. And that's been great.
That's exactly what I do. So people do their launch, and I even often do their goal setting, and I have even done Fab 5 calls for people before they even join so that they have people ready to come on with them. So you can do that. I actually just offered to do a call for somebody that I work on recruiting with some people that she has interested before they even come. You can do that. It's helpful for momentum and for people to really understand, is this for me? Is this a business? Remember, if you go get a job somewhere, remember this. And you may need to communicate this better to some of your people. If you get a job somewhere, you must be trained in that job. You don't ever, doesn't matter what company you come into or where you go, you must do the training and you must do the business the way that job works in order to have success in that role that you were hired for. And if you don't, you're fired, right? This is the same. We train you to do the same thing, except you're the business owner. So if you're not willing to make your own hours and have the discipline and show up, then we can't help you. If you don't want to do the training, then you don't want to have success. You don't want a job. You don't even want to be a business owner. You have to do the steps to have success. Now, if you're not launching or doing those steps for people, you're not helping your people get to builder. Remember, we have to be making it about them. And so if you're struggling with that, make sure you connect to an upline. We want to help your new people win. Okay. Somebody asked a question really quick. Which video? You can use the CEO call is my favorite, but I'll tell you all, just give me a minute. But Marielle recorded a new 7-minute video for me last night. So just give me a minute. She's still editing, uploading, getting it out, but it'll be posted soon. That'll be a great option too. Oh, which launch? I don't know which launch Katie uses. I know Fran uses mine. I use mine. Lindsay, what do you use? She uses mine. So you can use mine. You can use any. I always tell people mine, but then I also show them where the launch calls are in the movement, and they can go in and pick any person because sometimes people don't resonate with me. I do need to do another one with the new back office system. But I will tell you, and if you're on my team or Fran's team, if you're not, you do whatever you're doing. But if you're on my team or Fran's team, we still use the original launch document. I actually do not use the new launch document. I don't like it because it doesn't set up a 90-day business plan. And I do believe working in quarters is powerful. If you have the app, in the app, that launch document is still there. It's not in the very beginning. You just have to search the PDFs and scroll down, and that launch document is there. So you can send it to yourself, have it on your page, and you can still use that launch document. Fran and I still use that launch document, and it's still in the app because we do. So just things to keep in mind. Not the other one is great too. I just find it's too much and it's too busy, and I like the simplicity of the old one. Everything's good for whoever needs it, right? That's what the best part is to have those resources. All right, guys, the keyword this week is, I'm almost done with quarantine. And now I'm going to Salt Lake City again, so I'll be on quarantine again. But I'm almost done with quarantine. So the password this week is quarantine, and best place to be quarantined is by your pool, by the way, working. So everybody needs to do that. I want you guys to dream bigger. You all know that if you saw my live, you have to push to dream bigger because of what that creates. And I will push you all until you hate me. So send me those numbers and really work with those new starts. How many of you can get your new people to Builder? Here's the challenge. By next Thursday, I'm going to put a challenge group up. Whoever gets the most people to Builder personally, most new people that joined in June or July, the most people to Builder by next Thursday, I will give away cash, and I will be at the cabin. So I will have to do a Zoom or do a live with Wi-Fi, and maybe I'll even have a special guest on with me, and I'll give away cash to whoever has the most people that joined in June and July to Builder. And you have to send me their name so I can prove it, okay? Whoever gives cash, and we'll see how much that is, because if you get a lot of people to Builder personally, I'm gonna give you a lot of cash. I get really nice about that. So let's help those new people win. All right, guys, bye.